to the weird. This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program?
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Could your brain be patented? That's the question. Could your brain be patented? You see, my brothers and sisters, who you are biologically, no man can patent that. But the only way that they can claim you, and they can claim any member of you, is if they were to do something legally, biologically, to be able to then claim that as their intellectual property. So the question is, can your brain be patented? And is it possible for these people to claim your body as their temple? And let's be honest, these are agents of darkness. These are agents of devils who are trying to get you to be plugged in to their system and thus be subject to their control and to their influence. My friends, let me break this down for you very simple, in layman terms, that even a child can understand it. That which cannot be patented is that which has not been tampered with. But that which has been tampered with can be patented, which means when you take the image of man, which was made in the image of God, and you blend that with AI, so that you have man and machine come together as one, you no longer have the original, but now what you have is something that has been tampered with. And what you're going to find out, friends, is that AI will not work well within an individual without the aid of nanobots. Nanobot technology is going to be the most dangerous thing that you could possibly imagine. Yes, they can use it to do cool things, all right? But this is going to be something that many people are going to put faith in, and this thing is also going to be capable of literally altering your view and perception of reality. In other words, it's going to be hard for you to decipher what is real and what is not real. You may see or hear things that are not there, that others cannot see or hear, but only you can see and hear them. Pretty much we are moving in the direction of the Matrix. AI will be used as a medium and as legal ground where the spirit world will be joined together with the physical realm. This is what we need to understand.
I now realize how scary nanobots are. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not pay attention to this before. I did not even take it as a serious matter until I began to dig into it. And man, I tell you, I went down a rabbit hole, and now I almost wish I didn't. But the Bible does say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. It is better to know than for you to be in the dark and all of a sudden be surprised at the end and then complain saying, how come nobody told us this? So I'm here to share with you the rabbit hole that I went into concerning nanobots. Now, for those who do not know what nanobots are, I'm going to explain to you. This is why you need to understand this. It's connected to the AI, artificial intelligence technology. I want you to imagine the most smallest machine, which is like hundreds of times, in fact, thousands of times, much more smaller than your hair follicle. Imagine a microscopic machine that is capable of operating autonomously by itself. and it is much smaller than your red blood cells. Such a machine is what a nanobot is. And I'm going to explain to you why this is not a human technology.
So we have 300 million modules in our neocortex, each of which can recognize a pattern. They're organized in this hierarchy. We create that hierarchy with our own thinking. But it's 300 million. So is that a big number or a little? Well, it was big enough for us to invent language and physics. But it's also limited when you realize how long it takes to read a book or learn a language. We will be able to expand that. And that expansion will not be a one-shot deal. It'll be connected to the cloud. The cloud is pure information technology. One of my themes is that information technology grows exponentially. It roughly doubles in power every year. That's what the cloud is doing. The cloud is twice as powerful every year. And when we can connect and expand our neocortex in the cloud, it will expand without limit. And so we'll be funnier, and we'll be sexier, and it'll be harder for you to win this prize again.
So just to clarify what I think you just said, that in 20 years, plus or minus, so the mid-2030s, we will have nanobots that we can feed into our brain that directly connect to the cloud rather than through anything we carry in our pocket. And in that way, wirelessly, we can basically download entire books, entire languages, and we will then know these things just by the act of downloading them.
Well, that's one implication.
Into our brains.
But we'll have more neocortex. So we won't be limited to a mere 300 million pattern modules. We'll have billions or 10 billion.
What, biologically, or just simply because we have these nanobots?
We'll have this extension that's non-biological.
Non-biological, right. So
I mean, this would be pretty useless if it didn't have an extension. I mean, when you access all of Google.
Yes, it would just be a gaming device otherwise, right.
You can access all of knowledge and.
No, I got that. So isn't this like the scene in The Matrix where they sit in the chair and they upload, one of my favorite lines of the film is Keanu Reeves, they teach him martial arts, and he says, "I know kung fu," and you mean I'm gonna know, or jujitsu, whatever. So in 20 seconds, he's now an expert. Are you telling me that's what's going to happen?
The non-biological portion of our thinking will be able to download skills, right?
Wow.
And it does that now. I mean, you load some software in your computer. It didn't. For example, speech recognition, which I worked on. We had to spend months teaching a computer how to understand human speech. But now you want to do that on your notebook computer, you just download the software. It can download skills that another computer learned. So that's a feature of non-biological intelligence.
Hair follicles are 80,000 to 100,000 nanometers wide, but nanobots are between 1 to 100 nanometers. It is much smaller than your red blood cells. So if it is much smaller than your red blood cells, it is capable of entering into your bloodstream. And this is the other thing that I also went to look at. I went to examine how nanobots are introduced into the human body. I searched up if nanobots are effective if they are ingested by mouth and they go through the stomach. And turns out that it is ineffective and that does not work. So the best way for nanobots to actually go into your body, for them to be effective, is for them to be introduced through the bloodstream. And nanobot technology is one that is connected to the medical industry.
This really amplifies our brain. But I have to put it down, and I don't have it handy. I can't use it.
Yeah, but Ray, I'm not giving you a scalpel to go into my brain and put electrodes if I have just as good access to the cloud by holding a smartphone and touching it with my thumbs.
But you don't have to actually go in with a scalpel. I mean, we'll send nanobots through the bloodstream.
Oh, I feel much better about that now.
20 years ago, when people thought that was crazy, and now everybody has this.
Everybody's got it.
So I just gave a speech and 500 people there, and I said, who does not have their smartphone handy? And nobody raised their hand. Right. Everybody has this. It's much better to actually have it in your brain. You have it instantly.
So you'd be carrying Wi-Fi antennas inside your head somehow.
Right. I mean, we'll make that more reliable than it is now.
Okay.
Now, here's the other thing that you should also make note of so that you can understand how significant this is. A DNA molecule is in size about 2.5 nanometers, while proteins are 10 nanometers. Viruses, however, are 100 nanometers in size, and bacteria are in the 1000 nanometers. Human cells are about 10,000 nanometers. Do you realize how small nanobots are? Nanobots are literally smaller than these things. They range anywhere between 1 to 100 nanometers. So it possibly could mean that even a nanobot could be much smaller than a DNA molecule, which means that you would have the perfect invasion or the perfect mods for a DNA or any form of a protein that you want to go and modify. You could send these agents to go and do a work at these molecular levels. You see, I also then went to find out what powers nanobots, what causes nanobots to operate. In other words, what charges their battery. And I'll read for you, obviously, what charges them. According to Google, it says nanobots in the body can be charged using a variety of methods, including external sources like magnetic fields, ultrasound, or light, as well as internal sources like chemical reactions or even glucose in the bloodstream. While these things are in your body, they can maintain their ability to operate and they can recharge themselves using chemical reactions within your own body and within your bloodstream. If you must know, this thing can only be introduced to you through your bloodstream, and that is through injection, through a needle. You catch what I'm saying? Do you really catch what I'm saying? Through a needle. Why am I telling you this? I want you to understand that your neocortex is going to be tempered with by nanotechnology, and this is going to enable the designers of this nanotechnology to connect directly to your neocortex. Your perception of reality will be distorted. You will not even know what's real anymore and what's not. You will see things that others may not see. You will also hear things that others may not hear. The trick is that mankind is going to be linked to AI. So artificial intelligence, quote unquote, is going to be connected one with men. So that means that you have a spirit guide with you wherever you go. You can connect and speak to this spirit guide whenever you want. Why am I using the word spirit? Because I believe that that's what it is. AI being connected to man, mankind's brain being connected to AI is transhumanism. This is the metaphysical with the physical. This is the spirit and the flesh coming together. My brothers and sisters, what we are seeing is the blending between our realm and the supernatural realm. In the world that was before the flood, mankind was connected to divinity, and mankind was connected to the supernatural, and mankind interacted with angels in the days of old, in that they spoke with angels. Angels gave them knowledge and they shared with them information. These things happened in time of old. Where we are right now is exactly how it was back then. You see, friends, you need to understand that Satan is called a deceiver for a reason. All he wants is for you to have faith in yourself and not have faith in your maker. All he wants is for you to have faith that mankind is capable of producing technology that has intelligence far greater than himself. In case you're struggling to wrap this around your head, let me break it down for you very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for part 2. I will be uploading part 2 here, but first thing I want to do is I want to upload part 2 onto my second channel, which I'm trying to grow. and that second channel is called Controversy 7 Ministry. The link for that is found in the video description box and also pinned at the comment section. Go over there, subscribe there, turn on your bell notification icons on, and stay tuned. Furthermore, if you want to support this channel, all the information is found in the video description box and also pinned at the comment section. Other than that, thank you for tuning in and for joining me. You take good care of yourselves. Be blessed, be safe. I'll see you in the next video.